you have a classic way of looking at investing. You've worked for some very classic, seemingly lower risk institutions, and yet your core philosophy is kind of being the one that goes against the grain. Can you speak on that, Mark?
So look, it's really interesting. If you think about what most of us think of as investments, stocks, bonds, currencies, commodities, right? It's where you grew up. It's where I grew up. We all grew up in some way, shape, or form. But I will argue that none of those exist in the absence of innovation. I actually believe innovation is an asset class that precedes stocks, bonds, currencies, and commodities, right? You have to create the new companies, the new ideas, the new inventions. And so I had this aha moment, a long time ago, 1996. So I was working at my alma mater at Notre Dame, and we had made a bunch of investments in venture capital. And this little company that no one had heard of at the time called Sequoia, right? Now a household name in venture capital, had made a little investment in a company again no one had ever heard of called Google. And our little investment in Sequoia's little fund, about $500,000, grew to about 200 million, right?
Yeah.
I would say that there should be a quad at Notre Dame called the Google Quad. And I had this aha moment that investing in that infrastructure, in this innovative idea, was how you make great fortunes. And I've been doing that, the rest of my career. Now, what's funny about that is at the time, our board was like, no, that's a dumb idea. It's a dumb name. Like now it's a verb, right? You Google it. And at the time, it seemed like a dumb idea. There were 20 search engines. Why did we need another one? Well, they weren't a search engine. They innovated a better way to process information. And most people have no idea that there are 1.7 billion-ish websites in the world. Half of them are owned by Google. So what are you talking about? Like, well, here's the way it works. When you type a question into the search bar at Google, it goes to a website where all the information addressing that question, because that question's probably already been asked. That's why it anticipates what you're typing. And it has a website that has all that information. So they don't have to search the whole internet for the answer. They have it nicely indexed and all these other things. Now, if you happen to ask a new question, then they create another website with that information. And it was that simple innovation that's led to trillions of dollars of value and fundamentally changed the way we all think about searching for information, processing information. And so it's a long-winded way of saying the innovation was what drove the wealth creation, which drove the investment opportunity in the stock of the company, the bonds of the company, and we denominate it in some currency and may interact with commodity markets.
Now, you said innovation is even an asset class in itself. A lot of people would have a hard time with that because it seems like such an intangible. How do you look at it like that?
Well, it's again, great question. So I look at it like if I want to invest in stocks, it's pretty easy, right? I can buy an ETF, I can buy a mutual fund, I could actually buy the stock. Your old haunt, I could buy a derivative that derives its value from that underlying security. Okay, that's fine. But what I really want to do is I want to invest in the businesses that are being formed around these new ideas. Well, I do that through venture capital. Well, ultimately, what is venture capital? Well, I'll argue it is that asset class that is innovation because, yes, you take capital, cash, and you invest it in a common stock, a preferred stock, sometimes a convertible bond. So those securities then get created. But because they're private, they don't trade on an exchange and they're really hard to dispose of. Now, they are accreting value for the good ideas and destroying value if it's a bad idea. But ultimately, I will argue that venture capital allocation or growth equity allocation is that asset class. So it's a little bit of a nuance But that's the way I just like to think about it.
So Jim Rickards has just recorded a video that's not available to anyone in the public, and he's going to be talking about how this upcoming recession is going to be fast, it's going to be bloody, it's going to be nasty. But at the same time, he's going to show you how you can position yourself to profit from all of this chaos. Now, we've made this video only available to our viewers. Go to londonreal.tv/Jim. Watch that immediately. I can't say enough good things about Jim Rickards. He understands the global economic system better than any guest I've ever had on London Real. His predictions are almost uncannily true, and you can learn how to profit from his vision, from his expertise, and his understanding of economics. So go to londonreal.tv/Jim or click the link below. It's an excellent, excellent look on what's going to happen in the future and how you can position yourself to profit from that. Jim is one of the best in the business, one of my favorite guests on London Real, and he's very, very good at predicting the future and showing us all to profit from it. So click the link, and I hope you enjoy. Hey, do you want to profit from crypto? Then join my DeFi Academy. The Crypto DeFi Academy will help you create generational wealth. But don't take my word for it. Listen to my students.
When I first got into crypto, I remember thinking to myself, I need to learn more. Brian Rose, learning crypto, learning DeFi, gotta do it.
I am so grateful that I jumped in and did this. I had to break through some limiting beliefs that I can do this, that I can afford this, that I can be in this.
It challenges the things that are deeply rooted within us.
Joining DeFi Academy has been one of the best decisions I have made on my blockchain journey.
This course was a life changer, a game changer, a huge eye-opener, coming from knowing practically nothing at the speed of the learning over 4 weeks was just fantastic.
The information you provided in this class was invaluable.
I feel far more confident in my next steps.
You took complex concepts and made them easier to understand.
What's different than so many other ones is it just doesn't tell you what to do. It actually makes you do it.
This is for people who are serious about becoming traders. This is the way it should be done.
I realized from this learning experience again that it is not about what you learn, but about who you learn it from.
The energy was insane. I've never experienced such incredible energy on a live call. Brian Rose, you are a legend, my friend.
It's the only thing in the market where you can get all information and learn everything what you need to know.
Everything is so clear and so well done, and I am just forever grateful for this program.
It made me feel so much more confident about crypto than I did before.
I did not anticipate how passionate I was going to become about it.
It's also been like a big learning experience for me, not just in the crypto space, but just an overall balance of life.
What I've learned is, how to take ownership, of my life in a way that I really hadn't before.
Yeah, you can't put a price on that, really.
I would recommend it to anybody, top notch.
Excellence does not come cheap. So if you want excellence, you got to pay for it, but it's so worth it.
Pull the trigger. That's what this course is about.
You're not going to regret it, really. It's amazing.
Thank you, Brian and team.
So what are you waiting for? Crypto is happening now. Click the link below, submit your application, and let me mentor you on how to create generational wealth and build the decentralized financial infrastructure of the future.